along with the incoming tides. The past also washes ashore daily in Deltaville. Debbie Holloman's home is dripping with yesteryear.
I think it ties it all together to know that you're a part of this big fabric of history.
The North Carolina native finds joy climbing the branches of her family tree.
I think it's important to know where you come from.
One ancestor in particular tugs at Debbie's heartstrings from across the ages and an ocean.
This is a picture of my Uncle Ed.
A man she knows well, but has never met.
Oh, he's very handsome. He has very kind eyes and a very nice smile.
Her uncle Eddie Hart was killed in April of 1945 during World War II.
Boy, I'm telling you, it makes a lot of difference when you get mail and when you don't.
The soldier with the 83rd Division was just 22.
We talked about him. We talked about everything about his growing up and about his service all the time when I was growing up. So it was always important to me.
Eddie's legacy endures through photos, family lore, and wartime letters.
To you, he was a beloved son. To us, he was a comrade in arms, faithful in the performance of his duties and longed to be remembered.
Debbie's bond with her uncle was cemented more than 20 years ago during a trip to meet the Dutch family who adopted Eddie's grave at Netherlands American Cemetery.
In some ways, because you've seen it all your life, it doesn't seem real. And then you know it is.
A journey captured in the documentary, Thank You, Eddie Hart. More than 10,000 Americans are buried and memorialized in Margraten. The endless crosses standing at attention left their mark.
Seeing that helps show one what the sacrifice really was. There was one life lost, but there were many lives touched when that loss took place.
Soldiers' names may be etched in stone, but what they looked like remained a mystery.
Even if I just have a few minutes, I'll sit down and try to do a little search, for photos that we're looking for.
For more than 10 years, the retired attorney has been trying to change that.
Because when you're searching, you're wondering, well, what does this guy look like? What's he look like? Tall, short, dark hair, light hair? What was his life like?
Debbie scours old newspapers, libraries, and family scrapbooks for elusive images.
For most of these guys, there has to be a photo out there somewhere.
She volunteers with the Faces of Margraten and the Fields of Honor Foundation, organizations founded by grateful Dutch citizens.
These Europeans have not forgotten the sacrifice that was made.
Their mission: locate pictures of the more than 41,000 airmen and soldiers buried at 6 American cemeteries across Europe, like Henri Chapelle in Belgium.
We have photographs of over 23,000 of them. So we're over halfway there, which is great, but there is obviously still lots of work to do.
When Debbie began her mission a decade ago, photos of 90-plus Virginians buried in the Netherlands were missing. That number is down to 8.
And unfortunately, a lot of the Army records, including a lot of these photographs, burned in 1973.
As we move farther away from World War II, Debbie laments the loss of direct links to the fallen.
When I started, I could still reach wives in some cases, siblings in some cases. That's becoming more and more rare now as time has gone by.
Her sleuth-like work is less hobby and more of a calling.
Every time you find a picture, you've given a soldier a face. You've put a face to that soldier.
The past is ever present at Debbie Holloman's home.
Once you've got that face, it's a great feeling.
Which draws her closer to an uncle and an army of soldiers an ocean away who will forever be young in black and white.
I want to make sure that, to the extent we can share that with other families and let them know as well that their loved ones are not forgotten.
for I Have a Story.
I'll keep doing it as long as I can.
I'm Greg McQuade,
They deserve to be remembered.
CBS 6 News.